Hey, this is Brother Teacher, and I have some information and a lesson for many of you. I wrote down 7 foods that you should definitely remove from your diet if they are a part of your diet. And I want to say that there are more than 7 foods, but these are some of the key culprits to bad health. And they wreak havoc inside the human body. They cause all types of damage to the organs, to the system, period, and even cancer. They will take you out of here, especially after a prolonged usage of these types of food in your diet. I'm going to begin with margarine. Number one, margarine is high in trans fatty acid. It's not good. Trans fats are not good. Okay, that's margarine. That's number one. Number two, fruit juice. I know. Sounds innocent, doesn't it? So, what's wrong with fruit juice, brother teacher? You might ask. I'm glad you asked. Even though it says fruit juice, understand this. Food manufacturers, food marketers understand the psychology of the public. And so they play with words all along. So when you say fruit juice, there may be fruit juice in that beverage that you're purchasing. But what else is in that same beverage? A load of sugar. A ton of sugar. White refined sugar. High fructose corn syrup is one sugar as well. There's all types of sugars, artificial sugars, sucralose, saccharose, and so on. Okay, so it's best to juice your own fruit if you want to have fresh fruit. Okay. Number 3, processed meats. Said this before. Processed meats are high in sodium. What's processed meat, brother teacher? Many of your canned meats, like your Vienna sausages, your Spam, your treat, your deli meat, your hams that have been cured, your sandwich meats, your hot dogs, your frozen foods, processed meats. High in sodium, high in nitrates. Okay? Very, very dangerous. Okay? Also, what's the remedy for that? Don't eat them. You can even ask your deli person if they have cold cuts or sandwich meat, if you will, that doesn't have nitrates in it. You can ask them that. Maybe they do have access to that particular product. So this is one possible remedy. But anyway, do some research in your own time. Number 4, frozen dinners. High in sugar, high in sodium. Again, stay away from them. I know they might be convenient, but they're not good for you. Number 5, breakfast cereals. This is a kicker here because you have children for the most part, and they made aisles of breakfast cereal specifically for the little ones so that they can pull on mom's shirt tail and say, Mom, I want this, I want that. 99% of what they are asking for is sugar laden, full of sugar, no nutrition whatsoever. I don't care if it says fortified with vitamin this and vitamin that and calcium. It's more sugar than it's anything in that. And anytime you use the term fortified, it means that it is not something that came naturally in that particular product. It's something that was added. And if it was added, it's not real. Okay? It's number 5. There are some alternatives to cereal, some more natural wheat type of cereals and so forth, and oats. All right? You can investigate those. But the sugary snacks, nah. Number 6, one of the biggest sellers in America and the world is pop, soda pop beverages, full of high fructose corn syrup, full of sugar, full of chemicals, especially if they're diet. And all of these things are carcinogenic to the human body. They cause cancer. As a matter of fact, it's better to drink a regular soda as opposed to a diet soda because of the process that's used to cause it to be diet. There are more chemicals added. Okay? Just in general, generally speaking. And number 7, I know we all love these things. Potato chips. Potato chip products. Fried in grease. Vegetable oil. Many of them. Some of them even other types of oil. Canola oil, sunflower seed oil, what have you. Deep fried. Now somebody might say, well, what's wrong with a potato? Go figure. Potato chip products or potatoes are fried in such a high temperature oil that it kills every potential nutritional value that's in it. Anything, in other words, that's nutritionally sound is no longer there when you're going to kill it through the frying process. So all there is left to do with that potato chip, guess what? Add the sugar, add the salt, add the flavorings, add the sauces, you follow, to make it taste good. And people just love munching on some chips. Barbecue, sour cream and onion, their pork rinds, and so on and so forth. So the cheese puffs, can't leave that out. All of that stuff is artificial and it's not real food. Now, looking back at my list, I touched on margarine, fruit juice, processed meats, frozen dinners, breakfast cereal, pop or soda pop, and potato chips as the 7 culprits to bad health or foods that you really should not eat. Now let me say this, if you have nearly perfect health, maybe every once in a while you can indulge in one of these items or a couple of these items. But the problem is, most of us are unhealthy in the first place because this is the so-called American diet, or part of it. So we've never been eating properly since the day we were born. So first of all, we have to get our biological machine back in order the way nature set it up. And that means alleviating or getting rid of all of the bad habits that we have picked up over the years, and replacing those bad habits with good habits, such as good eating habits. Okay, I know it's difficult. We have become psychologically dependent upon all of these things, believe it or not. A lot of the things that I've just mentioned are like drugs. They're like crack cocaine. They're like cocaine itself, or heroin, or even caffeine. We have grown so accustomed to these types of things, and our taste buds love it. Our mind, mentally, we've got to have it. We've trained ourselves to love these things, and the food industry knows this. That's why they keep cranking it out by billions and billions of tons annually to the consumers. But guess what? Most of them don't feed it to their families. Most of them don't even eat it. But there's money in it. So they don't care about our health by and large. They care about the bottom line, profit, even if it means it causes the population to become obese and unhealthy and even eventually die. So think on these things. So again, I'm going to say before I leave, to get rid of margarine out of your diet, fruit juices, make your own, processed meats. Ask your butcher or the person in the deli if you can have something as an alternative to processed meats if you're going to eat meat, that is. Frozen food dinners is akin to processed foods as well, or meats. Number 5 was breakfast cereal, unsweetened something. As long as it's natural again, try some oatmeal. Number 6 was pop, soda pop. The sugar and the artificial flavorings and colorings and stuff, that's bad for you, along with the chemicals, of course. And potato chips is the last item on the list. Get rid of this stuff out of your diet. Now, let me tell you something. I have guilty pleasures. Every once in a while, I like a slice of chocolate cake. Every once in a while, I like some chocolate chip cookies. Every once in a while, I may eat a bag of plain potato chips. But let me tell you something. Herein lies the rub. How strong is this with you? I know self-restraint. I have temperance or self-control. I don't do it every day. Every once in a while, and my every once in a while may be every 2 or 3 months. You see what I'm saying? Did you get my point? Most people do this every single day, throughout the whole day. Junk food, junk food, junk food, junk food. And then they ultimately pay the price down the road. I'm always purging this stuff out of my body because I always eat 90% that which is good, and 10%, I think 90% outweighs the 10. Okay? But a lot of people want to play and they eat 90% bad and think because they put a diet soda in there or they start eating some fresh vegetables, but 90% of their diet is the poor foods or the foods that are not really foods, the junk food. That's not a good combination. So read between the lines of what I just told you, and you be your own personal shopper, your own personal scientist about your own personal health. You'll go a long way. All right, this is Brother Teacher. That was all I had to say. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And there are alternatives. I don't want to give you all of the information. It could take 2 or 3 hours for me to talk to you. What I want you to do, I want to encourage you to do some research on your own. And you share something with me or with us. Okay? Yahweh love you, and I love you. So long.